Sleep disorders are the most commonly occurring problems among people in our daily life. Over here, I will be discussing what are the sleep disorders. Watch the video till the end to know what it is. The contents of which we are talking about today are what are sleep disorders, importance of sleep, consequences of lack of sleep, types of sleep disorders, causes of sleep disorders, and the role of hormone in our sleep. According to American Psychiatric Association Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition, 2013, sleep disorders involve problems with quality, timing, and amount of sleep which cause problems with functioning and distress during the daytime. In primary care, 10 to 20% of people complain of significant sleep problems. About one third of adults report insomnia symptoms, and 6 to 10% meet the criteria for insomnia disorder. What are the importance of sleep? Sleep is a basic human need and is critical to both physical and mental health. There are two types of sleep that generally occur in the pattern of 3 to 5 cycles per night. Rapid eye movement REM when most dreaming occurs. Non-rapid eye movement has three phases including the deepest sleep. When you sleep is also important, your body typically works on a 24-hour cycle, circadian rhythm that helps you know when to sleep. Circadian rhythm is the body making body habitual of a particular pattern, like the people who live in foreign countries like in America, and if they come to Pakistan, they're not able to sleep during daytime because their bodies are used to sleeping at their night timings, which are the day timings of Pakistan. And in day timing, they feel very sleepy, and at the night they are unable to sleep. In fact of trying a lot, they find it very difficult sleeping at night time. Sleep recommendations according to National Sleep Foundations are infants 4 to 11 months, they should sleep 12 to 15 hours a day. Toddlers 1 to 2 years should sleep 11 to 14 hours per day, and preschooler 3 to 5 years children should sleep 10 to 13 hours per day. School age child 6 to 13 years old should sleep 9 to 11 hours per day, and teenage should sleep 8 to 10 hours per day, and the people between 18 to 64 years of age should sleep 7 to 9 hours per day. Older adults 65 plus years should sleep 7 to 8 hours per day. What are the consequences of lack of sleep? Fatigue, decreased energy, irritability, problems focusing, depression, congestive heart failure, osteoarthritis, Parkinson's disease. What are the types of sleep disorders? The first type is insomnia, which is in which you feel difficult sleeping. Among 10 insomniac patients, 4 among 10, they face mild loss of sleep. The symptoms are difficulty falling asleep, difficulty staying asleep, early morning awakening. The types are temporary, short-term, and chronic. In temporary, it happens because of uh, maybe caused by neuropathic or musculoskeletal pain, as well as certain medications. Short-term insomnia is waking during the night and being unable to fall back asleep, may be caused by daytime fatigue, muscle spasm, and nocturia. Nocturia is basically urination during night time and waking up because of urine and going to the washroom time to time. This also disturbs the sleep, and it causes insomnia in that patient. Chronic insomnia includes waking up too early, may be caused by lack of exposure to daylight. Parasomnia is a category entails abnormal behaviors, movements, perceptions, dreams, and emotions that are associated with sleep. In this, the symptoms are people do bedwetting, bruxism is grinding and crunching of teeth, exploding head syndrome, sleep terror, they cry and scream louder during sleep. Sleepwalking and sleep talking, these are the symptoms of parasomnia. If one is suffering from these symptoms, then you can say suffering from parasomnia. What is sleep apnea? Sleep is basically apnea is difficulty breathing, shortness of breath that is linked with sleep. This means difficulty breathing while you sleep. And this happens in the patients who are suffering from sleep apnea. 6.5 among 10 suffers loss of too much sleep. The symptoms include snoring, interruptions to your breathing when you sleep, difficulty concentrating, waking up tired, feeling sleepy and yawning during the day. The types are obstructive sleep apnea, central sleep apnea, and mixed sleep apnea. In obstructive sleep apnea is the commonly occurring sleep apnea. Obstructive sleep apnea primarily occurs between the ages of 35 to 45. It is caused when the soft tissue of the pharynx relaxes and blocks the flow of air. It leads to the obstruction of airways during sleep. Basically, the pharynx are in the neck and the soft tissues of the neck. Pharynx relaxes and that blocks the air passage. That leads to the obstructive sleep apnea. Central sleep apnea. This is the least occurring sleep apnea in brain. In this condition, brains that regulate the breathing do not function properly and causes impaired breathing. It generally occurs due to some kind of head injury or stroke that leads to the damage to the brain, that area of the brain that is responsible for controlling breathing, and that leads to central sleep apnea. In mixed sleep apnea, it is a combination of central sleep apnea and obstructive apnea. Restless leg syndrome. In restless leg syndrome, it occurs 5.5 people among 10 suffers loss of too much sleep, and the symptoms include pin and needling sensations in the leg, crawling sensation, pickling sensation, pulling sensation, involuntary jerking of legs that interrupts your sleep and that is not in your control. Nightmare disorder is 3 among 10 patients suffer mild loss of sleep in nightmare disorders, and the symptoms are the reoccurrence of the same nightmare every time, crying and screaming out loud during sleep. Narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is a very dangerous disease. In this, a patient suddenly fall asleep during daytime and it could follow cataplexy. Cataplexy is a condition in which involuntary movement of the body tone is lost and the patient is not able to move his or her body and he falls out on the ground. And they are of two types, in which one in which the patient doesn't sleep but the body goes through the cataplexy condition, and the other type the patient sleeps and does not follow the cataplexy condition. Sleep paralysis also occur in this patient. Sleep paralysis is a condition in which the person is unable to move or speak while he's awake or sleeping, and it occurs for about a few seconds, and it also includes hallucinations in which a person listen to the virtual sounds and see virtual things which are with in reality does not exist, but it is so real for them that they think that it's actually happening in the real world. So that is the condition with narcolepsy patients, and risk factors are 90% of the narcolepsy patient die and could result in death because the in narcolepsy it happens due to a person, if a person is in extreme happy or sad condition, in anger or excitement. So in that condition they go into the narcolepsy stage in which they fall on the ground all of a sudden and they lost all the control. And if you are standing on the road, if you are crossing a road, or if you are swimming, or if you are doing something dangerous, then that could lead to death. And they suddenly go into the REM phase, which is the rapid eye movement phase. In the normal people, the REM phase comes after 90 minutes of sleep, and they go into this deep sleep. But in narcolepsy patients, they all of a sudden within seconds go into the REM phase and they cannot control their sleep and body, and that is out of their control. So in that case, narcolepsy is a very dangerous disease and it could lead to death. The symptoms include excessive daytime sleepiness, Cataplexy, loss of voluntary muscle control, hallucinations, sleep paralysis, a temporary, a few seconds, inability to move or speak while asleep or waking up. Hypersomnolence is a condition in which a body requires a lot of sleep, but it is different from narcolepsy, as narcolepsy is an involuntary thing which is not in the control. But hypersomnolence is like you don't fall on the ground all of a sudden and you will go to sleep or in a cataplexy stage. In hypersomnolence, you will be craving the need of sleep all the time. After some time, you will feel tired and you will be wanting to sleep, and you will sleep anywhere you would like to. Then you will wake up again tired, and that is the condition happens. 2 among 10 patients of hypersomnolence sleep a lot, and the symptoms include falling asleep several times during the day, taking naps to combat the sleepiness but not waking up refreshed, sleeping more than 9 hours but not feeling rested, having difficulty waking up from sleep, feeling confused or combative while trying to wake up. There are three types of hypersomnolence: acute, lasting 1 month or less; in subacute, it lasts for 1 to 3 months; and persistent hypersomnolence lasts more than 3 months. The causes of sleep disorders: there are three causes of sleep disorders. Age: with age, you acquire a lot of sleep disorders, and you commonly get one of them with age. And in chronic pain conditions, it is the patient is so much pain that he or she can is not able to sleep properly. And anxiety and stress can be the third main cause. It may be difficult to fall or stay asleep in anxiety and stress. What are the role of hormones? There are two hormones, adrenaline and cortisol, that are responsible for controlling our sleep. In daytime, the cortisol levels are too high, that ensures us to wake up fresh, and at night the levels drop, so a person could sleep. And if it drops very low, then our body triggers adrenaline to get released, and adrenaline peak increases, which increases the release of cortisol, and you suddenly wake up during the night and you are unable to go back to sleep because of low sugar levels. So you can get a smoothie, or you can get a snack bar to control or normalize your sugar levels, and don't take it too much. Then you will not be able to sleep again because of too high sugar content and high levels of cortisol. To maintain the level of cortisol, you have to take some of the food or smoothie at night to get back to sleep and to normalize your cortisol levels, because cortisol is responsible for making certain amino acids and melatonin, that is also responsible for sleep control. So that increases the level of sugar. In case if the cortisol levels drop a lot, the sugar level goes down that much, that the body triggers cortisol to get released so that the sugar levels can normalize. And it happens because of increased adrenaline release. So that could be the reason why you wake up at night. You can try that as well. The other hormone is melatonin. Melatonin is basically it's a hormone. It's produced. Production increases in the evening, and melatonin level peak in the middle of the night is very high. Melatonin levels fall to the normal daytime low by early morning, as you have to wake up. Melatonin is triggered by darkness. If there is light, then melatonin level decreases, and if there is darkness, the melatonin level increases. That is the reason why you get good sleep when there is a dark inside the room, or at night when there is no light. And daytime you don't feel sleepy normally, and in lights you can't sleep, or you're not able to sleep because of low melatonin release during daytime. Ranjan Das, a CEO at multinational company in India, he was a very known for his fitness, very known person for his fitness and physical health. He was a marathon runner, but he died at a very young age because he was having 5 hours of sleep at night for about 5 years, and it deteriorated his body that much that he got a heart attack and his body collapsed. So this indicates that night's proper 7 hours sleep is so important for the body. Ignoring that thing could kill you. According to some research articles, short sleep duration less than 5 to 6 hours increased risk of high blood pressure by 350% to 500%, compared to those who slept longer than 6 hours per night. As you know, high blood pressure kills. So, young people among the age of 25 to 49 years are twice likely to get high blood pressure if they sleep less. Individuals who slept less than 5 hours a night has had a threefold increased risk of heart attacks. Complete partial lack of sleep increase the blood concentration of high sensitivity C-reactive protein. This is a protein which is found in blood and it's a strong predictor of heart attacks. Those who don't sleep properly at night, they have high concentrations of this protein in their blood that even after getting adequate sleep later in the daytime, still the levels are high because the nighttime sleep is very important. If you don't take a sufficient amount of sleep at night and you will cover it during the day by sleeping during the daytime, then that's not gonna work at all and your levels will remain high and that can cause a severe heart attack to those who don't sleep at night properly. Even just one night of sleep loss increases very toxic substances in the body such as interleukin 6, tumor necrosis factor alpha, and C-reactive protein. They increase risk of many medical conditions including cancer, arthritis, heart diseases. Like if you feel like not sleeping early in one night, they will increase the toxic substance level that much inside your body that it could lead to the dangerous diseases. Cancer, arthritis, and heart diseases hit to them the most who don't sleep early at night. If you're not getting enough sleep, 7 hours sleep minimum, you are playing with fire even if you have low stress, trust me. Thank you for watching the video. And if you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section below.